Welcome to the leading podcast for long-term weight management. Subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss an episode. You can connect with Jenny on all social media channels. You can also sign up to the newsletter to receive frequent content and tips for weight loss success.
Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Power Over Food podcast. I hope you're well. Just a reminder before I start, if you haven't listened from the beginning, please go back and listen to episode 1. These podcasts are jam-packed with valuable information to help you change your relationship with food. And if you are finding these podcasts useful, don't forget to share with other people, please. I'm on a mission to change as many people's minds around food and their behaviour around food as possible. So, I am recording this on day 1 of lockdown 2.0 in the UK. It's Thursday the 5th of November, and from today for 4 weeks we have been told to stay at home. And this is the second time in the UK in 2020 that we have been locked down. And this week's podcast was already recorded, and I talked about my tips for keeping a diary, but I thought it would be more relevant to talk about lockdown, and not only our eating during lockdown, but acknowledge our feelings and our thoughts too. Because so many people over the last few weeks have said to me that this lockdown is going to be awful, that it's going to be worse than the last one because the weather has changed, it's colder, the nights are darker, and it's just going to be horrendous. And it's really got me thinking, and some of my clients have even been completely off the rails this week with their eating, and they've been going to pubs and restaurants and overindulging because it's like they've called it the Last Supper, because from today they can't go out and eat in restaurants for 4 weeks. That in itself is what I call crooked thinking. It's almost like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that again, so I need to get it all in now, when in reality, fingers crossed in 4 weeks, but certainly not, if not in 4 weeks, in a few more weeks, we will be going back to some sort of normality, and we will be able to go to pubs and restaurants again. But it got me thinking, is this lockdown really going to be that bad? Because we got through the last one, and as a family, it wasn't so bad. We made the most of it. But is this lockdown really going to affect us in a different way? Because everybody says it's going to be awful. And when I start thinking things are going to be awful, my thoughts start to spiral, and I start to worry, and I turn to food. And I don't mean I go and eat a piece of fruit. I turn to high-calorie food while I'm fretting over the possibility of what can happen. So I had to catch these thoughts about lockdown because they're not helpful for me, and they're not helpful for anyone. So this week at home, I made a choice that the next 4 weeks would be amazing. We have a 6-year-old little girl, and I want to give her the best possible start in life, and that means for me helping her to see, no matter what the situation, what is thrown at you, that you make the best of it. And during the last lockdown, because the schools were closed from March onwards, we actually created a lockdown countdown with Nancy, and each day was themed. We had an activity and a costume. We had things from Disney Day to Number Blocks Day to one of my favourites, which was Spa Day, and we both had face masks and things. And we embraced lockdown. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't always easy. She didn't want to do her schoolwork some days, most days. And she wanted to see her family and friends, and she missed her grandparents. My Performing Arts Academy was closed for 6 months, so I couldn't see my students. And that massively impacted my income. But we made the most of it. I am determined to make the most and get the most out of the next 4 weeks, and I'm inviting you to do the same. This lockdown, we are getting ready for Christmas. The decorations are going up, the lights will be outside the house by Sunday, and Christmas movies will be on, and we're going to count down Christmas early. So let's spread the Christmas cheer, because 2020 has been a difficult year for everybody. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. So I'm a big believer in we write our own stories. Our lives is like our book. So your life is your book. And if you don't like the chapter, change it. You have the power to write a new chapter. If you don't like the characters in your story, then take them out. Write some more characters. Bring someone new in. You can change your story. But if you have already written your story for the next 4 weeks, if you've already decided that the next 4 weeks are going to be awful, then that is your story and that is what will play out. And if you've decided that you will only get through lockdown 2 by eating and drinking your way through it, then that is what you will do. But for me, I know come December, if I don't take control now, I will feel naff in my clothes, my mental health will be suffering, and I know I will not enjoy Christmas as much as I want to, because I will be frustrated in myself. I will be cross with myself. I mean, let's look at it both ways. Imagine if you plod through the next 4 weeks, eating high-calorie food, drinking alcohol or fizzy pop, feeling sorry for yourself. And we go into that cycle, don't we? The more we eat, the more we want to eat, the worse we feel. The worse we feel, the more we eat. And it continues. But imagine if you decided right now, from today, you will start your new healthy lifestyle. Or if you've already started it, you will continue on this journey. Even if you just commit for the 4 weeks of lockdown. Or if you're listening to this and lockdown's way gone, then just think 4 weeks, the next 4 weeks, wherever you are in the year. Because once you've completed 4 weeks of your new healthy lifestyle, then you can reassess where you are and then you can decide on the next 4 weeks. So whether you have a diet or a plan that you're following, or if you're just committing to being healthier, let's just say you committed for 4 weeks to drink more water, to log your food intake every day, to go for a walk or an exercise every day, just for the next 4 weeks, and you created a little chart and you ticked it off on a daily basis. What difference would that make to your life? How much better would you feel in 4 weeks' time? Let's together change our perception of lockdown. Let's think about it being a good thing that we've got no social occasions to tempt us for the next 4 weeks. Let's think financially how much money we can save over the next 4 weeks because we're not going out and eating and drinking and socialising. Let's take this as the perfect opportunity to take control. I know it's challenging, and I know we start the day good and we get to lunchtime or even tea time and then we think, oh, stuff it. What else have I got to look forward to? I can't go anywhere. I can't see anyone. I can't do anything. I might as well just eat. But if you can just stay focused and get through those crooked thoughts and remember that you do want to be smaller, healthier, whatever your goal is, if you can just stay focused and just get through one day, and one day leads to 2 days, and once you've done 2 days, you think, well, I can do 3 days, then you will gain momentum, and before you know it, the 4 weeks of lockdown will be over, and we will be listening to what's happening next, and whether we can relax a little bit and go out and enjoy Christmas. That's how I have to look at it. Sometimes I even have to break it down to an hour at a time. Don't get me wrong, I know that lockdown is challenging, and for our mental health, we need that human contact. We need the interaction, but it's also important not to let the thought of lockdown overwhelm you. Let's see it as an opportunity to grab that time and space and achieve something. Let's come out of the next 4 weeks feeling really proud of ourselves and ready to face Christmas and hopefully a far more happier, healthy 2021. Thank you guys. I hope you have a successful lockdown. Don't forget, you can inbox me. You can follow me for more motivation on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. All the links are on my website, jennymuck.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. And finally, you know what I'm going to say. If you haven't done so already, please leave me a review. That's it. Have a great lockdown, and I'll be back in 2 weeks.